Hey, welcome back. We're back in our mine in Mine Mogul, and today we're going to do a little bit of sorting. We reorganized this room once already, but we're going to do it again because this point right here seems to be a pressure point. And this, we put more and more miners in, this is going to be a problem. So we're going to stop and build a main bus and see if we can get everything connected in. Also, we've got a couple of quests. We need to get that copper plate quest out of the way since we're already doing the gold plates. And we'll look into the iron rods as well if we can. But let's go ahead first of all and start with our copper plates, and then we'll worry about redoing all of this. So let's find a copper area. It took me a minute, but I found a couple copper mines here. They've got only copper and well, a couple of gems, but those will go away. There is an iron one over here. We'll have to figure out what we want to do with that, but the first thing I want to get in here is a couple of lights because it's really dark and I'd like to be able to see. There we go. Now that we can see what we're doing, we're going to go and start with the ore crushers, but I'm going to turn them off because I don't want a giant mess on my hands while we try and figure this out. So to get to that, we're going to need plates. We don't even have ingots, I don't think, that we're making. But do we need ingots for any further quests? We might need them for the very end quests. The copper, we are going to need them. So eventually we'll have to find a place to get some ingots. But I have a feeling I know a good place for those. Let's go ahead and start on getting all of this over to one location so that we can get the ones put together. Quick and easy setup to put those together. Just a turn and then a merger down here. Now my plan is to probably extend down the hallway here so that we've got all the room we need to build these plates, and then we'll send them down here. And if you look down at the very end of the hallway, yep, that's our whole main room. So we just got to take them straight down the hallway after that. Quick proof of concept. I'm going to change this so that it comes up here and we can drop those in the ore crusher right away. So we just got to make a quick change, get rid of that. Thought behind that is it's easier to lift them here where they're already about to exit rather than try and send them into the wall and go around. So we'll just put these back in here and we should be good after that. It just occurred to me, if these are going to be spitting out emerald gems, we might as well get them. The only thing is, well, if we put one in here, we can take this back and get the gems. However, eventually we're going to be replacing these with auto miner 2s anyway that don't give gems. So I don't want to have to redo the whole thing. So let's just go into our research menu. Go ahead, grab the rapid auto miner. Unlock that. We'll get the hardened drill bit for now. Eventually we might be able to upgrade to our turbo drill bits, and then we're going to grab the basic rolling conveyors as well just to get our plates there a little bit easier, and then we'll redesign this real quick with the auto miner mark II in mind. There we go. After a small $10,000 update, we've got our stuff ready to be crushed. Now we just have to take it out to the next location, which that's all going to come out here. In fact, I better put a conveyor behind it just in case it decides to roll that way quickly. And now we can try and put our smelter in. I think we can get this in here. Let's find out if it will go up high enough or if we have to figure this out beforehand. There we go. There's one. And is that going to feed into the ceiling? Maybe. Go back. There we go. And that looks like it's going to feed into the ceiling. So we're going to have to smelt it in here and send it down this way. Let's take a second and figure that out. Here we go. We had to actually make it fold back in on itself. So the ore will come out of our 2 Mark II miners, come up, get dropped in to be crushed, come all the way back over, get turned into bars, which then should get turned into plates down there. I've got a little bit of test ore here that I've collected from the room. Let's make sure that it goes up and through. We'll make sure that it comes out as a bar over here. It took more ore than I thought, so I just went ahead and turned on the 2 miners. They're producing pretty well. Looks like there's no real hang up. It's not getting backed up anywhere. And as you can see, we're starting to get bars, so now I just got to connect it back in there, which I've got some regular roller conveyors. The plates usually travel much better on those, so let's use those, see if we can get them back to our main area before we change everything out. We've got everything connected in, and Other than a couple plates not quite making it onto the original one, it looks like everything's being delivered down there. So let's go check the other end, make sure there's no major problems there. There are definitely some major issues here. We're already overflowing and we've got just a couple of things set up. So it's time to go back through, turn off our miners again, and hopefully do a bit of a revamp on this area. Let me take everything out and we'll take a look. There we go. We're gonna restart it all again and see if we can get things connected in. Probably don't need that, even though I could probably use the light around here. Let's go ahead and toss in a couple more lights where I can. We'll get rid of this. There we go. And then for a bus, what we really need is, if we take a look at the quests, basically what we're going to need is everything for the Mogul quest. So we don't need any ore other than coal ore, and the coal requires crushed ore, so we can come to that when we get there. But everything else, we just need 4 of each type, it looks like. The gold, we only need 3 on the gold. We don't even need the rods? No, we need the rods. What is it that we don't need? The plates, the pipes. We don't need gold pipes. Does Gold Mogul have gold pipes? Nope. Gold Mogul doesn't even need gold pipes either. So we'll need 4 for each of those, and then 4 for those, and 3 gems. So let's go ahead and get a couple of different ones in for that. Let's do, there we go. All the iron on the bottom. So we're going to need the iron ingots. That can come in on one of these. And then the rest of it can probably come in on these kind of things. Actually, you know what? Before we even do that, while I'm thinking of it, we've got 105,000 in tickets. Let's just go ahead and get the larger bin. There we go. That takes a ton of our money, but now we have plenty of extra room to drop things in, should we need to. Let's go ahead, put this back in. We'll do 3 there. And then 1 will have to come in on the side at least. And then we'll just put some up above it. If I were to put these in, 3 there, and 1 comes in above it. And then above that, we're going to have to put in these here for the various other things that can drop in. And if we need more space to drop them in, we can always redo that. But now we just have to connect all of these back up to the ones that we've already got going for it. Everything seems to be going fine. We connected it back in. They're all dropping into the bigger bin here. No issues. I did put a polisher way down at the beginning so that everything that goes through there gets polished. We don't have to worry about polishers coming through at the end or getting hit by ore that they shouldn't have to worry about. So we'll go ahead, leave that run, and then we'll hook up some of the other lines that we have. Right now, we have coal, we have some gold. We might have to do the gold next time, but we're going to hook up at least the coal and the gems to get this section put back together. So let's take a look at that. Here, I think we've still got everything connected. So, yep, we're doing just fine there. We can go ahead and lift the conveyors back up and we'll get those back in. The general plan here is to separate out all the coal, and we'll see if we can get a cycle system going up here to drop the gems over here. And then we'll get, looks like we need ingots or polished ingots possibly in the future, so we'll get those set up too. But let's get an early sorter in here so that we can make sure that we don't have any coal going through where it shouldn't be. There we go. We'll put that in, and then if we go up just a little bit more, we should be able to drop stuff in there. There we go. And then here we can rebuild some of this stuff and get it all sorted out. Here's what I've got so far. I went ahead and connected each one of these that's in the main room up to this single line because they're all iron or coal. Eventually, they will just be iron and coal. They can do gems right now, but we should be getting enough from the coal that we're going to sift that we don't have to worry about for the moment, what we're crushing. Eventually, when that goes away, we won't have to worry about anything getting crushed. But as you can see, trying to be space efficient here, so we'll see how that goes. But all of it comes in this way, and then the coal comes back this way. And then we need to probably drop it into our shakers so that we can get the gems out and send those back over to one of those. Maybe we can we get a shaker loop in here? You know what? We probably could. Let's see if we can set that up real quick. Quick change of plans. Instead of bringing it back all the way over here, this is the only thing that's going to be on that part of the loop, really. So what I did was any coal that makes it through here, it's just going to dump back onto this and then get resorted to go back through here. So it's already got its loop, it's just been incorporated, and we can save even more room. There's the bus setup. We've got most of the stuff back here connected back in. It looks like everything seems to be sorting itself pretty well. Not a ton of gems coming in yet, but we can fix that here eventually. I do kind of want to see if this will scale up to the Mark II ones. Let me grab some of those and we'll test as much as we can real quick. As you can see, the Mark IIs did not cooperate with this particular system. We've got some issues in sorting. We've got some issues here. We can fix those real quick. This one is just a scalability issue. So what we could do here is if we go ahead and turn off the auto miners for just a second. There we go. And once this all stops coming through, we can take all that out of there. And we'll just move this down just a bit. Let's go. We'll take you out, you out, you out. And we'll leave you, but I do want a splitter. So let me grab that. Took this conveyor belt out and went ahead and split the output. So now it's dumping into 2 of our kilns here, and we're getting twice the iron out. Everything's dumping in there. Looks like I forgot to put the polisher back in though, so we can do that real quick. Let's just dump this right there. And now all of them that come through should be polished. There we go. Now we're getting the ingots again, and they're going into here. This is going to be the iron level. This is the copper. This is the gold. So I think next time we're going to go ahead and hook our gold back up over here, and we'll start working on some of those iron rods as well. That way we'll have the plates going. Well, no, we won't, because the iron plates need redone. We'll figure that out too, but that's going to be next time. So as always, just want to say thank you very much for stopping by, and hope to see you next time. Bye.